Mr. LaRotta, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, I'm here.
Go ahead. State your name for the record, who you represent, and your position on the bill.
Yes, my name is Louis LaRotta. I'm here representing the Republican Liberty Caucus of Texas, and I'm in support of HB 2701 for the National Guard. Mr. Speaker, how much time do we have for testimony?
Well, you know, normally I like to give you plenty of time, but just so you'll know, we've had several people testify and gave great testimony in favor of the bill, and we have a couple of other bills we'd like to get to before noon, if that's possible. So, if you could add anything to, have you been hearing us?
Yes, sir, I've been participating.
So if you could add anything to that, then you probably wouldn't need that much time. But I don't want to limit you. I want you to tell us what you're thinking.
Okay, I'll try to be brief, sir.
Go ahead.
I wanted to point out that the global war on terror has cost us $5.9 trillion to date, which is an extraordinary amount of money. And to me, personally, I served in the United States Navy from 1999 to 2005, Operation Enduring Freedom and Operation Iraqi Freedom. My two uncles served in the United States Army in Vietnam. My cousin served in operations in Gulf War I and II. And I currently have a nephew that's engaged in the Marines and another nephew in the Navy. So our family has a long history of participating in the military. I brought this resolution forward to the Republican Party of Texas as a resolution to be included in the RPT platform because I felt so strongly about the lack of responsibility of Congress to actually participate in the process of engaging in war, which is what we've been at since 2001. The authorization of use of military force is an abdication so that Congress allows the president to wage war. But something that was brought up previously was the use of war powers when we're under imminent threat. This bill would not circumvent that ability. If there's an imminent threat, the president has the ability to wage war. Now, that imminence has been abused thoroughly, and I will quickly just mention this. There's no single authoritative legal definition for imminence. The Trump administration, for example, is not bound by the test of imminence the Obama administration's legal advisors preferred, which included things like the nature and immediacy of the threat, the probability of an attack, whether the anticipated attack is part of a concerted pattern of continuing armed activity, and more. That uncertainty provides any president who wants to bypass Congress on foreign policy decisions a loophole big enough for a whole war, or two or three, by invoking an imminent threat. The president is functionally able to go to war unilaterally, ignoring Congress altogether. That's the fig leaf that allows Congress to avoid difficult votes of war and peace. And that, to me, is what strikes at the heart of this bill. Texas does need to stand up. As many of the speakers has mentioned, we have to lead this fight because Congress does not have the ability to make tough decisions. They can't balance our budget, and they can't even provide us with a mission to accomplish for a war. To me, that is the greatest demoralizer. Someone had mentioned that, we have to have troops at the ready in our readiness levels, which I agree. We have to be operational ready to provide that support. But what duty is owed to us? And I think our leaders owe it to us, the troops and the men and women that are serving in all branches of the government. What is the mission of being in these overseas theaters? If they are an imminent threat, let them be declared so. But if they're not, then we need to have the whole country on board to declare war. So I didn't want to drag this on. I did agree with the previous speaker's notes about having operational guard ready here in Texas due to national catastrophes, and not to mention the border security problems that we're having here. So it is imperative that we as Texas start to rein in the federal government, force Congress to make the necessary votes. It is not our responsibility to cover for Congress when they have issues providing strategy and leadership in war making. It is up to Texas to protect our state and our citizens, and that involves the National Guard. They're an important piece of this puzzle, and I thank you for your time, and I'll take any questions if you like.
Thank you very much. Members, do you have any questions for the witness? Thank you for your testimony, and thank you for your patience.
Yes, sir.